Use Me, ultra simple engine for miniature engagements from alternative armies. Today we're going to engage in a bit of a tower defense game. I want to show you how versatile this Use Me game engine is. What you're looking at are the lovely ladies. You see the little numbers on the bottom? That's one good way to tell who's who. I originally painted these up for Pocket Munda, back when I played Necromunda in 15mm. As you can see, Trinity here, the ladies all move 6. We're going to figure out their Elan in a moment. We have a superior rifle, range of 10, ignores range modifiers. That's a house rule. This is fingers, see the number 5 fingers, and lucky number 7. They have a standard rifle, optimum range of 8 inches, and then our close combat specialists. I've got L here, who has twin blasters. They only have an optimum range of 4. She can use all 3 of her actions in a turn, or excuse me, both of her actions, to fire 3 shots. Yeah, I'm going to put this in the center. That's the center of our battlefield right there. She can fire 3 shots. Basically, she can gunsling it with 2 actions, 3 shots, but she's -1 on all 3 shots. Then this is Baker. See the dozen? Baker's got a power sword. She does +2 in melee when she makes her attack. She also has a sidearm, so she can take a shot at 4 inches. Now, they are going to be plagued by these Greenomorphs. The Greenomorphs come in 3 varieties: Baby Bear, Mama Bear, and Papa Bear. You're going to see a whole lot more of these. These guys have an Elan of 2, 3, and 4. These guys are quick. They move 6 inches. They move 4 inches. And the big bad boy moves 6 inches. We got a +1 in melee, +2 in melee. They do not shoot, but they are going to be swarming. We'll see how long the ladies can hold out before they are buried under green ichor. We do need to figure out what these ladies' Elan is, so what I'm going to do is just roll a d6 for each of them. This is obviously not a point-buy situation, so I'm just going to roll the dice 5 times, go right down the list. Trinity has an Elan of 6. We've got an Elan of 5 for fingers. Lucky's got an Elan of 4. L's got an Elan of 4. Ooh, we're doing good, ladies. Burn them out right now. 4 and 6. Now remember, if you have an Elan of 6, you get a +1 on your shooty phase. Man, that's pretty good. Looks like our ladies are going first every time. Let's take a look at the terrain. For the record, these miniatures are a mix of characters. I think they're from Coruscant. There's something like, I can't remember what it's called. Something like Grav-Skiff Guards. Their rifles were a little bit long. I trimmed off just a little bit of it. They've moved here. I've got the 2 melee specialists are here and here. Our, did I do that right? Our sniper is here, and then our 2 rifle-armed lasses, let's go ahead and bring her right over here, are there, and they're kind of protecting those 2 paths in. Here are our Xenomorphs. I'm going to follow the example set by Nightwatch. I've got 7 turns worth of enemies coming on. In the first 4 turns, it's going to be 2 of the little guys and a big boy. And then on turn number 5, we're going to bring in 2 big boys and a little guy. And then it'll be just 2 big boys, and then we'll bring in 2 big boys and Papa Bear. If the ladies can kill all of these guys, they're going to make buku bucks in bounties. And if they don't kill all these guys, then the aliens are going to eat well tonight. Now, to figure out where the bad guys are coming in, I'm going to roll 2d6, and I'm going to bring them in corner 1, 2, corner 3, corner 4, 5, corner 6. So for the 2 little guys, they're going to come on 3, and the big guy is coming on 2. So we put the 2 little guys in the corner, and the big guy comes in the center. And it looks a little something like this. So we'll bring them in right, I think you can see them okay right there. You're about to see them a whole lot better, because of course they have 2 actions. And the little guys can move a total of 8 inches. They're going to run over to here to start. And this big guy now, he can move, these little guys can move 12 inches. So we're going to flood the zone, and we're just going to bring them around the 12 inches to here. Yes, there's no blocking there. And then the big guy can only move 8, so he's got to stop right there. And that's it for the Xenos Turn. So we'll slide on over just a little bit and we'll focus in on where the action is. Our ladies do have a chance to go. So now we'll start with the Alans of 6. That is Trinity. Where are you at, Trinity? She's over here. She does not have line of sight on that Xenos. This is Trinity. She's going to have to use her move to slide on over. Remember, she has a range with that sniper rifle of 10 inches. So she's firing at a +1 with a superior rifle. She ignores range modifier, so she is going to be hitting on a 4, 5, or a 6. You know, come to think of it, if you are less than half your optimum range, that's point blank, you do have a +1. Our gunfighter here, L, is going to go ahead and use both of her actions to roll 3 dice, and she is going to land. Now, these are both at -1, but because that Xenos is within 2 inches, she is at +1. So she's at -1 for the firing 3 shots, but she's at +1. So she hit +1 for the range. So she hits twice, and we're going to have to make 2 penetration rolls. And this, you know what we're going to do, actually? Come to think of it, I'm going to make the big mama is going to be +1 on attacks and +1 armor to make her a little harder, little more sticky. But this guy's got 2 shots he has to survive, and I probably should have specified. Well, I tell you what, I fired yellow for the... Let's just specify. The yellow die is for the attacker. The white die is for the defender. The attacker rolls a 5. Defender rolls a 1. With a difference of 4, we have our first kill. Then, Fingers over here is, does she want to move up to within 3 inches, or does she want to make 2 shots? Now, you can fire 2 shots, but the second one is at -1. It's a close range, so let's fire that first shot. Is going to be on a 4, 5, or a 6. That's a miss. I'm sorry. If she moves up, she can take 1 shot at +1, but she's not. Instead, she's going to fire 2 shots. The first shot is at evens, and the second shot is also at evens. So she does get a hit with the second shot, and we have to roll for penetration. This is a straight roll, and the attacker gets a +2, so that is a wound to one of the Xenos. Then we have 2 more gals that can move. We're going to pull back with her. She's not going to be close enough to get a shot. However, I think she will be close enough. So let's go ahead and move her 6 inches to here. And then she can take a shot at 6 inches. It's an even shot, hitting on a 4, 5, or a 6. A 5 is going to be a hit. Rolling for penetration. Knocking over the trees. And with a 2 versus a 3, the Xenos goes unscathed. And she does have to shoot at the Xenos that is nearby. To no effect. So that is going to be it for our ladies. On turn number 2, we got to roll to see where the Xenos come in. We've got 2 little guys coming in at .1 and a big guy coming in at .4. This corner of the table is .4. The medium Greenos moves 8 inches to here. The 2 little guys come in the northwest corner with 1, and they race a total of 12 inches into the game board. There's your 12 inches, leaving just these 2 wounded guys right here. And the question is, what are they going to do? Well, the one that is absolutely wounded is going to race up into melee. With a 6-inch move, he'll be able to do that. This one is also going to move to melee, and we have 2 melee attacks. It doesn't take an action anytime you are in... Well, now that's an interesting question. This guy absolutely has a melee attack, and so he is going to attack lucky number 7. He gets a bonus of 2, and she is now hurt. But she does get to attack him back. She will be at -1, so the yellow die is the attacker die. She gets a 2 versus his 5, and that's going to be no effect. The question is, on melee, does it take an action to fight in melee? This seems like a good time to check the rules. I mean, we've only been playing this game like 3 times. You would expect us to have every single rule down, wouldn't you? There we go. It is resolved exactly the same as fire. It does take an action to attack in melee. The counterattack, when you're attacked, you get a free counterattack, which doesn't apply here. So we'll take her down to right about here, and let's see what our girls are going to do. In order of elan, we are going to have to start with Baker, who is over here. And with her move of 6, she will be able to get into contact with this wounded guy over here. And she'll have enough left over to make her first attack. Remember, she's got that power sword, so she will be attacking at +2 damage to the yellow die. To no effect, which means the wounded guy, well, wait a minute, that would be 3 to 4. Yep, he's going to counterattack, but remember, he's a -1 because he's injured, so he doesn't hurt her. That's our elan. Then we have Trinity is going to go with an elan of 6. She has that rifle and will be able to slide on over 6 inches to here. And I'll double check. She does have range on this Xenos right over there in the corner. But he is behind cover. But she ignores, well, he's beyond 10 inches, but she does ignore the distance. So it's going to be just, she's rolling to hit, needs a 5 or a 6. And with a 3, she misses. That's 6, 6, 5. So Fingers is next. She is locked in melee combat, and she is going to use her first action to break away. She's going to leave our melee specialist in charge. And then she can move to here and take a shot at this Xenos again. He is 10 inches away, so she's at -1. With her second action, she's going to hit on a 5. And with a 6, she gets a hit. Rolling to wound. A tie roll means no effect. I don't think it's looking good for the crew of the Grav skiff. 4-4. Lucky and L get to go next. So number 11 is Lucky, and she'll move in. We got to put this guy down at least, because it's going to get ugly. Lucky does have 1 action, and what do we got there? She's just got a twin blasters. Rolling to hit. The guy is wounded. She gets a 4. He gets a 5. He's fine. He's going to counterattack. And with a 2 versus a 6, that is going to be a miss on his part. And now it's time to bring in some more Xenos. 2 little babies coming in at 0.3. A big boy is coming in at 0.5. So 0.5 is at the south end of the table. And the little ones are coming in up here, moving towards the nearest visible target. We'll put those 2 there. The big guy can only move 8 inches, so he's going to wind up coming in right here. You just see his little head peeping up down there. These 2 are going to race on in to there. And then we have our big guy who's going to race to the nearest figure and get stuck in there. They came in this turn, and then this guy is still fighting. So let's do, we did movement. We have an attack here. That's just going to be a straight attack at -1. A 5 for the attacker versus a 4 because it's at -1. 4 versus 5 is a miss. She will counterattack now. Yellow die gets a 5. He gets a 2. He gets a 2 on his defense. Difference of 3 means he is now dead. So we got 2 down. Then is there anybody's? Oh, and then he is going to attack the same target. Well, let's call on a 1, 2, 3. It's going to be L. Good for him. So he attacks L and misses. L attacks back. And she, with a 5 versus a 3, it's -1 because he's wounded, she puts him down. And that's on their turn, which is important because it means our ladies are free to countercharge, to do what they do. The first thing I'm going to do is bring... Oh, wait. I got to do it in order. Trinity goes first. She's going to drift back 6 inches to here. And then she's going to take a sniper shot at this guy. He is at close range. She has a +2 to her roll, hitting on a 3. So she gets the hit, And then she rolls to wound, and with an advantage of 1, he is winged. Then we're going to bring, who's next? Baker is next. Number 12, and she's going to charge this little guy right here. Is she really? If she's within 6 inches of these guys, I think she just is. She would rather use her first action to close, and then her second action to attack this little guy. Remember, she's got the power sword, which gives her a +2 in melee. So she beats him by 2, and that wounds him. But she's done. Then we go to Fingers. It's number 5. And she, I should say, is going to take a shot at this big boy. And with a standard rifle, she has a optimum range of 8 inches. So she's going to hit on a 4, 5, or 6. And she misses. Then Lucky and Elle get to go. Elle is going to use all of her actions to roll 3 dice, hitting on 5s. It's optimum range, there's no cover, and she gets no hits. You're gonna have to do better than that, sweetheart. The last one to go is Lucky number 7, who is locked in melee with one of the bigger guys. Now remember, the bigger guy, she attacks him, and with a 5 versus a 4, she does manage to wing him. He is going to get to counterattack, and the big guys, remember, have a +1 on their melee attacks, meaning this, instead of, well, because he's winged, this is just going to be a straight roll-off. So she didn't do a lot of damage to him, but that little bit she did is going to make a big difference, because instead of getting beat by 2 and being wounded, she is merely winged. Unfortunately, that's the end of the turn for our ladies. Might have thrown too many figures at him. Let's find out where the 2 little guys come from, and then the big guy is going to come from 2. So the big guy comes up here. The 2 little guys come from the center of the table down there. So the little guys have a movement of 6. They're going to move like this. Oh, we should probably do this in a lawn order. This guy is within, so remember the medium ones go first. So we'll move him to there, and he is going to attack Trinity. And he has a +1 for being a big guy, -1 for being hurt. A tie score is nothing. Trinity attacks him back. And with a difference of 2, she manages to wound him. Now he can only make 1 attack per turn. This guy is going to attack Lucky, and he fails, so Lucky will attack back. Lucky also fails to do any damage on that turn. And then we have one more big guy who is going to come streaking in from the north. He just arrived this turn. That's as close as he can get. Now we can do the little guys. We have already moved these 2. These 2 are going to move. Remember, they can move 6 inches, so they're both going to get stuck in here. And that's going to be 2 opposed rolls, and then we're going to have 2 guys, let's see, attacking the nearest. No, you know what? That's wrong. They're actually going to move to here and attack 11. She's the nearest, which means this guy is going to move to attack here. So we have 2 attacks on Elle. The first attack kills her. With a 4 versus a 1, she's out. And then this other, well, I guess that's it. This guy has 1 attack on Fingers, and with a difference of 5 versus 1, Fingers is now wounded. But at least Fingers survives to attack back. She's at a -1, so that's a 0 versus a 4 for no effect. We have one more wounded guy back here attacking Dozens. He is at -1 for no effect. Then she attacks back at +2, -1, difference of 3. He goes down, freeing up Baker for the next turn. I think that's it for the little guys. Yes, it is. So our ladies get to go now. Trinity is locked in melee. against a wounded figure who is at -1. She wings him, and because he's already wounded, that is a kill. That is her first action. She has a second action. She'll take a shot at this guy, and with a 6, she hits. For penetration, she does nothing. Then Baker gets to go, and Baker is going to run to the rescue and use her second action to attack. With a 7 versus a 2, she kills this guy. And the nice thing about that is Lucky, she goes on 4. Oh, Fingers gets to go here on the 5. And she is unfortunately engaged in melee. She misses with her attack. And then the guy attacks her back. Now he has a 4. She has a 0. And another one of our heroes goes down. Sorry, Fingers. Now Lucky gets to go. Lucky is going to take a shot. She's going to be hitting on. And Lucky is firing with a standard rifle. Maybe she's not. She's going to drift over here. Where's the range of 4? She's going to run up to here and throw her grenade. Lucky only has the one hand grenade, but if she hits on a 4, 5, or a 6, it'll hit both of these guys. On a 3, it misses, so we got to roll for scatter. On a 6, we check against the chart. On a 1, 2, or 3, it goes forward. 4, 5, right and left. And on a 6, it goes backward. It's going to scatter D6 inches directly backwards. 3 inches. She's 4 inches away, remember, with a 1-inch radius. That means she is caught in the blast. Hand grenades just do regular damage, so we're going to make a regular attack against herself. And with a 5 for the attack versus a 2 for the armor, she just blew herself up. You got to throw from the shoulder, sweetheart. You can't be throwing from the elbow. It just doesn't work. The last one that has to go is L, but she's dead. So now we're down to just Trinity and Baker. And unfortunately, the hits just keep on coming because we've got to roll for a baby coming in on 2 and 2 big boys coming in on 3. There's our dice rolls. So the little guy comes in here, and the big guy comes in the northwest corner. So most of our Greenos came in on the north side. And I guess our heroines here are going to exercise the better part of discretion and get off the table. They've seen 3 of their friends fall to the claws, so they're out. We're going to call it quits right there. As I said, not a balanced scenario, but maybe with a little better die rolls in some of those cases, maybe should have upgunned the gals a little bit more, and things might have gone a little better. Here's some more eye candy just as we bring things to a halt. Some of these gals are from Rebel Miniatures. I think this one might actually be part of their gun, but they have like a gun here. They have like a gun cleric line that's pretty cool. And you can tell they're Coruscant, because Coruscant goes with the pure, anatomically correct scaling on their limbs. If I grab out a couple of other figures, like, and of course I grab the ones with all the, here we go. Let's take a look at compare Baker to one of these laser burn figures. Get that out of the way. You see how chunky the laser burn figure is? Now, it looks great on the tabletop. I don't have a preference, honestly, between these two. And as you can see, I mix and match them gleefully. The Coruscant miniatures tend to be a little more fragile because they are realistically proportioned. And this is the heroic proportion. So if you ever hear guys talking about that, whether figures are heroic or whether they match or not, I mean, here you got a great example of how to mix and match Coruscant with the old laser burn alternative armies figures. For the record, I've used these figures before. Our Greenoses are 10mm figures. They're called Space Demons, and you can get those from Pendraken. Till next time, I'm praying for you.